What's going on, guys? It's Trippy Gaming X today. So this video is going to be specifically for D-Man and explaining to him and other people what resin kits are and vinyl kits. Okay, so first of all, resin kits don't come painted, so don't expect them to be painted or anything. You have to paint them yourself, and everything you have to do yourself. Now, they come in a white tone. Sometimes they can be gray. They're very hard like a rock and very heavy. For small resin kits, you can expect to get 7 parts. Medium kits, 20 to 15 parts. Large kits, 30 to 45 or even more, depending how big they are. And they're very sharp, more sharper than S.H.Monsterarts figures. And they pack a lot of details, more than X Plus and S.H.Monsterarts. They look exactly like in the movie. If I were to tell you that, they're worth it for the price. If you have the money, I believe. They look amazing. Now, second of all, you have to assemble them yourself. So don't expect them to be assembled like a S.H.Monsterarts or an X Plus. You have to assemble them yourself. They come in different pieces. You have to paint them yourself and everything. You have to know how to sculpt figures, how to paint, because if you don't have painting skills, then I feel kind of bad because you're not going to be impressed or happy with the results of how your figure looks. If you don't know anything about painting, sculpting, or putting figures together like kits, you're going to be very, very disappointed at how your figure turns out to be, because they're not going to look exactly like the sculptor did their figure or their kit. They're going to look very different, and yeah, that's something that you're not going to be happy. If you don't know anything, you're going to get frustrated because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time putting them together and sculpting the gaps, because sometimes when you put them together you end up with gaps and you have to know how to sculpt to cover the gaps, and they're very heavy, very sharp, so be careful with them. Okay, so vinyl kits. Vinyl kits are obviously vinyl, super soft, transparent. They come in red, green, transparent white, and you can put lights and all that. You can paint them. So I know that you've been wanting to get 3 figures or 3 resin kits. The Shin Godzilla, now that one is a mixture between resin and vinyl. So most of the figure is going to be resin, but the spikes and around the chest in some areas is going to be vinyl. So you can get the lights inside. That's why it's transparent, so the lights can come through the figure and they light up just like in the movie. Now for the Godzilla Earth and Godzilla 2014, those are going to come unassembled and unpainted. So if you want someone to do them for you, you can ask Redtail. Redtail is a big company who assembles resin kits and paints kits. Now they usually charge 100 plus, depending how big or how small your figure is. Kits are very expensive, but they pack a lot of details. They usually cost $569 and above to $690, or even more depending how big or who sculpted them. Plus shipping. Shipping is always going to be $100 plus, and for someone to paint them, you're looking at an extra $100. So really, you have to ask yourself if it's worth paying so much money for a kit that's going to look exactly like in the movie, that's going to pack so many details. So you're usually going to pay $800 or $700 for a kit that's assembled and painted. So that's up to you if you want to waste that much money, but I do recommend them because they're very, very packed with details. Or you can wait for X Plus. All the figures that come from X Plus, they usually come from resin kits. So resin kits do them first, and then X Plus does them afterwards. So X Plus is going to do that Shin Godzilla that you want to buy. Now that one, it should be coming out this year, and it should be cheaper. Now the difference between X Plus and resin kits, X Plus doesn't pack as much as details as resin kits do. Resin kits are always going to be heavier, sharper, packed with more details than X Plus. But X Plus is cheaper, less details,